What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Sometimes when you click play on a project, it just blows away all of your expectations. It quickly becomes your favorite thing out in music. And that's how I felt earlier this year when Sonder's debut EP, Into, came out. I listened because I seen a few people praise it and I was like, okay, let me check this out. I'm always up for some new R&B. But I had no idea that it would end up being one of my favorite projects of the year so far. With this EP, it was like an R&B group that was pretty much like suspended in the 90s, but also still sounding modern. Like that's the vibe that I got from it. So the singer of the group is Brent Faiyaz, and he has just put out his debut album titled Sonder. So for those of you who are familiar with Sonder and listen to the EP, do not expect that from this project. With this album, it's a lot more personal and the sound is just different. He went and experimented with a lot of different sounds that Sonder didn't have. Like with the Sonder project, the production to me felt like a dark corner in the club. It had that slow vibe to it. But with this one, it's a lot more vibrant. It's a lot more happy. It's a lot more just out there. Now let me talk about my favorite song, starting off with Stay Down. So after listening to this song at least 14 times, that was what I documented at. It might be more now. But I listened to the song 14 times yesterday and I can't really put into words why I like it. I think Sonder is one of those albums that it's hard to explain. You know it's good music, but it's also something that it's like trying to write about it and talk about it. It's a lot difficult it's a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Nonetheless, Stay Down is one of the songs that I found myself singing along to and really just enjoying, and that's why I singled it out for one of my favorites. One of the lines that I liked the most out of this song was, "I know that life ain't perfect, but you make it alright." So overall, I just felt like it was a more relatable song. My other favorite song is titled Needed. Look, my soul has been touched. This song is incredible. I love that the album really has the live instrumentation because it's a lot better than just singing over like a beat that doesn't do anything. A beat that stays the same throughout the entire song. No, with Needed and many other songs, they tend to like go through different cycles. You know, there's breakdowns, there's added parts in the hook and things like that make the production just as interesting as the lyrics. They work together in harmony, and that's why I believe that Sonder is an amazing album. Now, Needed is a beautiful song and probably like 100 other adjectives that describe nothing short of breathtaking. Since the second listen, that melody has been stuck in my head. And then the lyrics though, look, he says, "Where was the love when it was needed?" Simple line, but the way he says it, you just feel like the emotion behind it. The concept of the song is about how this woman believed in him for the longest, believed in his career and believed that he could go places. And now she's no longer in his life, but he is now getting out there. His name is getting bigger, and she has no choice but to watch it from afar. Like, that's a crazy concept. One that really worked for me. My two honorable mentions are LA and then the double song So Far Gone / Fast Life Blues. But honestly, I feel like I can put almost any song on the album in my honorable mentions. Or even in my favorites. Over time, my favorites might change. That's how good the album is to me. I feel like maybe the only thing out of the album that I really wasn't too big on, and this is just a personal note and something that I've talked about in other reviews where there are skits, but I'm just not a fan of skits. And so the skits on the album, like, they fit, they make sense to have, but it also feels like they were at the beginning and they don't really pop up anymore throughout the album. Like maybe there was supposed to be more of a concept, or maybe that was just all he wanted to do in terms of skits and let the music speak for itself. Sonder Son is an excellent debut album that continues to grow on me. This is one that I'm going to keep in rotation for quite some time. I feel like with this album, it did take me like a couple listens to get used to the differences between Sonder and Brent's actual, solo music. Like there is a difference, but I think at the end of the day that is good because it gives a need for both. When you have two talented things that you're a part of, Brent having a solo music and then being a part of Sonder, like you have to kind of keep those separated for the fans to want one or the other. I'm looking forward to whenever Sonder does their debut album, and I know that Brent is going to be someone who just goes far. I feel like whoever is going to back this guy is going to sign him if he's already signed already, whatever the case may be. But the money needs to go behind this guy because it's only a matter of time before he has a huge hit single and is out of here. He's going to be one of the artists that in a year or maybe even 2 years you'll hear about and you'll be like, damn, he's gotten a long way since his debut album. So those are my thoughts on Brent Faiyaz's debut album, Sonder Son. After you listen to this album, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.